Sorry for the clickbait thumbnail, but technically this video could help you to apply to universities in the US for free, like if you used all the tips. But realistically speaking, even if it doesn't help you to apply to universities for free, it will definitely save you loads of money if you use some of the tips that I've mentioned. Today is part 2 to the video series that was the cost of applying to colleges in the United States. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about how to reduce the cost of applying to colleges in the US. The first video was about the actual cost of applying to colleges in the US, and I broke down the costs, like the cost of taking the standardized testing, the cost of sending the standardized testing scores, the cost of applying for financial aid, the cost of applying to universities, and more. You can check that video out on my YouTube channel. It's the second latest video. In a previous video, we came to the conclusion that applying to around 8 to 10 universities in the US would cost around $1,100 to $1,500. So in today's video, we're going to talk about how to reduce that high cost. I'm sorry if I don't sound too excited for this video, but the thing is that it's really late, so I'm trying my best to be as quiet as possible. The first cost that I'm going to discuss today with applying to colleges in the US is the cost of standardized testing, which basically means that the fee you pay to take either the SAT exam or the ACT exam. So you can't really get out of paying for these, as the SAT, which is administered by the college board, they do not give any fee waivers, so you have to pay for the exam if you want to take it, especially if you're an international. Like if you're a US citizen, there are still ways to get the fee waived, but as an international student you have to pay the fees, and the same goes for the ACT. You have to pay the fees if you want to take the exam. The only way that you can actually get out of taking the SAT or ACT is by applying to universities that do not require the SAT or the ACT exam. And to help you with that, I've attached a link in the description to an article that has a list of around 250 universities that do not require the SAT or the ACT. But now the thing with that is that these universities might not always have the program that you want or offer the financial aid that you need. So I would always recommend like finding a way to pay to take the SAT or the ACT, because it would be really helpful. If you apply to these universities that do not have an application fee, then you could end up saving around $200, and that is if you're applying to 8 colleges. I say $200 because the test cost $120 and you pay money to send the test score to each college, so that would save you around $80 more. So that's $200 that you're saving in total by not taking the exam. But once again, I would highly encourage you to consider taking either the SAT or the ACT, as taking these tests and getting a good score makes you eligible for many scholarships, and the value of these scholarships could outvalue the amount that you spend on taking the test by a big amount, and basically it could save you a lot of money in the future. So I would recommend taking the test. So now coming to the other part of standardized testing, which is the standardized testing for English proficiency, which is basically either the TOEFL exam or the IELTS exam. So once again, it is not possible to directly get a waiver from the TOEFL or the IELTS to give the exam. That means you can't approach the TOEFL or the IELTS organization to give you a fee waiver. But what you can do is email universities that you're applying to and explain your situation to them. Tell them that it's really expensive for you, that the exam costs around $200, and the thing is that some universities have vouchers that they can give to students that are applying to their university. So you could request the university for one of their vouchers or to give you a fee waiver to take these tests, and this could end up saving you around $250, because you wouldn't need to take the TOEFL or IELTS. I mean, you would need to take the exam, but you wouldn't need to pay for the exam, and you wouldn't even need to pay for sending the TOEFL or IELTS scores. Actually, I'm not sure about that, but it would end up saving you at least $200. And $200 is a huge amount. Like, it might sound small saying $200, but it's 14,000 rupees, and you could easily save that money by making that effort to email colleges and request them to give you a fee waiver or a voucher for the TOEFL or IELTS. So another small cost that again is associated with standardized testing is the cost of learning resources like books or going for a class or something. So you could avoid this cost altogether with a few methods. So one is you could go to your local library and check if they have books for the SAT, ACT, TOEFL or IELTS. You could go to your school library if your school has a library. Then again, there's a lot of free material available online. Like, it's actually insane how much free stuff is out there that lets you study well and gives you good information. Like, for the SAT, I know that there's Khan Academy, like they have a tie-up and you can do a free SAT course on Khan Academy. I've done it myself. I think it's really good. I didn't buy any, I didn't go for any classes for the SAT. I did self-study. I mean, I did buy one book, but besides that, it was all self-study, and the Khan Academy resources. I'm putting that link in the description. I would highly encourage you to use Khan Academy if you are planning on giving the SAT. And also, if you're not going to make use of the whole course on Khan Academy, at least make use of the practice tests. They have 4 free practice tests, and those are really helpful. Also, you could save money if you buy second-hand books, but the only problem with second-hand books is that they're good, but sometimes when people use the books, they've already made use of the practice tests in the standardized testing books, so that defeats the purpose of buying the book, because you can't practice a test, like a whole test, by yourself. Okay, now coming to one of the biggest costs in the college application process, and that is the application fees. So on average, each college application fee would be around $60, and you would be applying to around 8 to 10 colleges. So the application fees would cost you around $500 to $600 in total. Now, this is one of the biggest and easiest places where you can save money. I know it is a lot of money that you can save. So please listen to this carefully. So email colleges. So this might sound really simple, but if you email colleges explaining your financial situation to them and telling them why you need the fee waiver, they will most likely give you a fee waiver, because it's not like they don't want you to apply. They want more international students and more students in general to apply to the university. So definitely email them and request them to give you a fee waiver, and they most likely will do it. Like, some of them have it mentioned on their websites that if you do need a fee waiver, contact us and let us know and we will give it to you. So it's as simple as that. Like, you just have to email them and you will get a fee waiver. I mean, this doesn't work all the time, but for many colleges it will work. Also, do not abuse this. Like, if you can pay, then please do pay, but if you do have the need, then definitely make sure to email them and make use of this. Apart from that, there are also colleges that do not require any college application fees. So I'm putting a link in the description to a list of colleges that do not require application fees. If you do some research online, you can find more colleges as well, because there are many colleges out there that want to make it as easy as it can be to apply to the university. One example of a college that does not require an application fee or does not even require your SAT or ACT would be Union College. I think it's a liberal arts college, or it's a university in New York, and I'll put their link in the description. So they're a university that does not require an application fee or an SAT or ACT score. And I think even for the TOEFL or IELTS, they can give you a voucher. So basically, if you apply to a college like Union, your only cost would be, okay, I can't think of any cost, but I'm pretty sure it would be minimal. Like, it would be pretty affordable to apply to a college like Union College. And I think there's another one also that I've put. It's called maybe Ohio Wesleyan University, and there are a few other. Basically, you have to do your research. Like, you have to check whether, like, the colleges have application fees, whether they require the SAT or ACT, whether they give you fee waivers or vouchers for the TOEFL or IELTS. That's all on you. Like, you have to spend the time and research, and it's worth it to spend that time, because it could end up saving you a lot of money. Now, coming to the next cost in the college application process, and in previous videos I've talked about this form called the CSS Profile. Basically, it's a form where you enter all your financial details and then you send it to colleges, and they get to decide how much financial aid you need and how much scholarships they should give you based on your financial need. Like, based on your financial background, they give you scholarships. So this form, if you send this form online to colleges, it costs you around, I think it's like $25 for the first college that you send the form to, and then $16 for each college after. So basically, if you send it to around 8 to 10 colleges, it would cost you around $150. But you can get rid of this cost completely, and there are two ways to do this. So the first way is, again, you email the colleges telling them that you really can't afford the $15 because it is actually a lot of money. You email the colleges and explain your situation to them, and you tell them that you can't afford to send the CSS profile to them, so can they give you a fee waiver for this, and they most likely will give you a waiver. And the second option is that many colleges have an alternative form that is unique to their own college, and you can, instead of filling out the CSS profile, you can fill out the college's own form, and you take that form, you print it out, you fill in all your details by writing them, and then you scan it and send it to the college back. So this could save you a lot of money. All the only difference is that you would not be able to send the same form to each university, but it's still like it's worth it because you save $150. That's like more than 10,000 rupees. So I would definitely make use of that option. If I knew about it before, I came to know about this after doing research. So I really wish I'd done that before. So yeah, make use of that. Don't be like me. I've also put a link in the description to this university page. It's a university called Oberlin, and it's in the US. I think it's in Ohio, maybe. Yeah. Why do I keep saying maybe? Okay, so the university is in Ohio, and their website clearly mentions that if you need a CSS profile fee waiver, do email us and we will give it to you. So make use of that. I think that some of the tips I mentioned today could easily end up saving you around $500 in the application process. Do let me know if you did find this video helpful, and also tell me what you want to see in future videos, like what video topics you would want me to talk about. Mention those in the comments, or you could message me on the Instagram page at college_hub. And thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot to me. Also, please do subscribe. I'm gonna be coming out with, I think, around one video every week or 4 videos a month. So thank you guys for following the College Hub, and stay tuned for more.